This video is about business emails and how to write an effective business email. Business emails are a form of business communication. It communicates business matters through the use of electronic mail. It functions as both an internal and an external method of communication. It is highly effective in relation to its speed, cost, and in its ability to reach a small or large group of persons. In order to be effective, close attention must be paid to the audience, purpose, content, format, and which type of email to be used. This video presentation will give you all the necessary information to write an effective business email. All business emails should follow a specific format. Business emails should start with the recipient's email address. Following should be the subject line referencing what the email is about. Following should be a greeting. Then comes the body of the email, which starts with the purpose of the mail. After the purpose, specific detail about the issue is presented. Following should be the action you are requesting to solve the issue. Finally, close the body with a complimentary sign-off. Lastly, include your name and contact information. Do not make use of any formatting tools such as bolding or using different font styles.
What makes this topic a part of technical writing? Johnson 2011 stated that technical writing is a type of writing where the author is writing about a particular subject that requires direction, instruction, or explanation. The writing styles associated with it are creative writing, academic writing, and business writing. Technical writing is the basics of being able to create and analyze messages that can and will be used in organizations by people who wish to achieve a level of formalness while still getting their goals across. In any organization, communication is a key factor, and people must be able to communicate their message effectively and transmit their ideas. The purpose of the business email is to enclose an electronic format information that incorporates validity and that the receiver can use so that they can be more aware of the current position of the organization's happenings. The professional way of sending business emails also serves as a form of advertising the business name. Follow these 6 simple steps to make your business emails perfectly professional. 1. Begin with a greeting. 2. Thank the recipient. 3. State your purpose. 4. Add your closing remarks. 5. End with a closing. And 6. Add your signature block. Begin with a greeting. Always open your email with a greeting, such as Dear Mr. George if your relationship with the reader is formal, or use their family name, such as Dear Mr. Smith. If your relationship is more casual, you can simply say Hi George. If you don't know the name of the person you're writing to, use simply To whom it may concern or Dear Sir or Madam. Thank the recipient. If you're replying to a client's inquiry, you should begin with a line of thanks. For example, if someone has a question about your company, you can say, Thank you for contacting ABC Company. If someone has replied to one of your emails, be sure to say, Thank you for your prompt reply, or thanks for getting back to me. Thanking the reader puts him or her at ease and it will make you appear more polite. State your purpose. If you are starting the email communication, it may be impossible to include a line of thanks. Instead, begin by stating your purpose. For example, I am writing to inquire about, or I am writing in reference to. Make your purpose clear early on in the email and then move into the main text of your email. Remember, people want to read emails quickly, so keep your sentences short and clear. You also need to pay careful attention to grammar, spelling, and punctuation so that you present a professional image of yourself and of your company. In this example, we begin by stating all of the employees at Predator Studios are pleased that you are doing internship at our company. 4. Add your closing remarks. Before you end your email, it's polite to thank your reader one more time and add some polite closing remarks. You might start with, Thank you for your patience and cooperation, or Thank you for your consideration, and then follow up with, If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to let me know, or I look forward to hearing from you. In this example, we have our ending remark being, we are glad to have you working in our organization, as it's stating the relationship between the company and the intern. 5. End with a closing. The last step is to include an appropriate closing with your name. Best regards, sincerely, and thank you are all very professional. Avoid closings such as best wishes or cheers unless you are very good friends with the reader. Finally, before you hit that send button, review and spell check your email one more time to make sure it's truly perfect. 6. Ensure that the information in your signature block is accurate. Now the very last part in sending a business email is to ensure that your signature is there. A signature block is basically an electronic business card under your closing. It typically includes your name, company name, telephone number, email address, and website. It may also include your business address, social media links, and a picture or logo. Just like a real business card, your recipient will assume that he or she can use any information provided. So make sure your signature block is up to date before hitting that send button.
Before you start writing your email, ask yourself the question, who am I writing this email for? This may be the person to whom you are addressing the email, who is your direct audience. For example, for a summary of your company strategy, your intended audience may be the executive board. The primary audience is the one that really matters to you. That is the person or people who need to take action as a result of what you write. This will enable you to work out, for example, their level of technical knowledge and their level of overall interest in the subject. Knowing your audience will also help you to decide on the voice to use. The writer's voice is a literacy term used to describe the individual's writing style of an author, but also includes how formal or informal the tone of voice should be. Emails to personal friends may be written in a very informal style, since there is already a degree of familiarity between the writer and the audience. If you are writing to very busy persons who perhaps receive hundreds of familiar communications, then you should adopt a brief and concise written style that conveys the key messages quickly and clearly. Purpose of business emails. If you are not sure how much detail is required, then it is always best to ask first. Knowing what you want your audience to do as a result means that you have a purpose in writing. It is much easier to craft an engaged piece that will catch your audience's attention if you have a clear purpose in mind. Although it cannot and should not replace all to face-to-face communication and other forms of communication, emails usage can cover many areas within a business. Emails can function as an effective communication for sharing basic information, such as new price for materials, pay-per-use guidelines, or security precautions. For example, sending simple messages to an entire workforce with just the click of a mouse is fast, easy, convenient, and can save the company money. If saved, the email can function as proof of a message sent or received, and is easily accessible to remind the recipient or pertinent information. Many businesses use email as part of marketing efforts to share information with prospects, customers, vendors. Other types of business email as an alternative. First one is informational emails. Informational emails are short and don't usually require a lot of action by the recipient. The email subject line might convey everything that is needed from the recipient. Examples of informational emails are webinar reminders, why someone should follow your company on Twitter, or a happy holiday email. The second one is the promotional emails. Promotional emails try to get the receiver to take some action around a new product, service, event, or a special deal. These emails usually don't have a lot of content associated with them, and the purpose is to get across a certain message about a good or service the company is promoting. As you can see in this example, this is an example of promotional emails whereby a good or service is being promoted to the people. The third example is the lead nurturing emails. It can take a lot of time and effort to move a lead through your sales cycle. Lead nurturing emails are here to help you do this without taking up a lot of your time. Lead nurturing emails is used to develop relationships with buyers. It focuses on marketing and communication efforts on listening to the needs of prospects and providing information and answers they need. For example, in HubSpot, you can set up 8 lead nurturing emails per campaign and schedule them out for 90 days or 60 business days. They should be short emails that are content rich and try to get leads to take action on your website. And here is the example. Lastly, there is the newsletter emails. Newsletter emails are usually sent once per month and include 3 or 4 pieces of content you publish over the course of the last month. A newsletter is a cost-effective medium for building relationships and maintaining regular contact with customers and prospects. A newsletter gives you the opportunity to increase awareness and understanding of your company.
When it comes to illustrating the content or elements of a business email, we divided it into 8 major parts or elements. A business email should first of all include a subject or have a subject. The subject of the email needs to be concise but specific. For instance, if you want to arrange a meeting, then the subject could be a marketing meeting. Secondly, we look at the greeting. The greeting has to be formal but polite. Most emails greet by saying, "Dear Sir" or "Madam," but if the name of the person is known, then a greeting with their surname could be very polite as well. For example, "Dear Mr. Smith." Also, the greeting needs to be followed by a comma or sometimes a colon is used. Following the greeting is the introduction. The introduction is a vital part since it is one of the first impressions that the writer will have about you. The introduction could start or include any of the 4 aspects. It can make reference to previous contacts such as, "Further to our conversation of 15 June," and then you proceed. Also, the introduction can include or give thanks for something. For example, "Thank you for the very informative speech you made." Furthermore, you can start by introducing your company. For example, "My company is currently creating a new series of leather products, and so," you say why you're writing. Finally, you can give background information. For example, as you would know, the value of the Dow Jones Index has increased by 155 points in the last 3 months, and so, then you continue. Now, when it comes to the body of the email, the text conveys the main message of the email. It should also include an introduction and a conclusion. It should be written in short paragraphs of 1 or 2 sentences where it will add clarity, and it will use bulleted or numbered lists. Now, the purpose statement is vital because it includes the reason for the email, such as the example shown. "I am writing to arrange a meeting for you with the principal partner, Mr. Jenkins." It is important to note that use of contradictions is not allowed. Use "I am" instead of "I'm." When it comes to the use of questions, the use of formal vocabulary is essential. The question needs to be structured in a polite form, be precise and detailed, meaning it will give options and a date if needed. As is evident from this question, would either next Tuesday or Wednesday, June 24th or 25th, be convenient for you? It gives an option and a specific date. Furthermore, when referring to attachments, you use plain English and there is a promised action in the end. For instance, "Please note that I have attached the draft contract for you to read and will send you the related report as soon as it is completed." Now, the closing statement is positive or complimentary, which usually refers to future contact. For example, "Once again, welcome to XYZ project. Let me know if you have any further questions." Finally, the signature can be formal or informal, depending on the audience. A good email signature template helps your reader find all the information about you that they need. A
polite sign-off such as kind regards or sincerely, James Roberts, for example. Here you can see a good example as to how a business email should be composed. This email includes a subject, as you can see, a good introduction, and all the other relevant elements needed in an email.
Created using Powtoon.